communication is very underrated, like sincerely underrated. And the reason why I have come to discover this is not because of the kind of context that statement is often used for people and their relationships per se, but because of how broad and wide this goes into part of the things that give me stress in this life. So I just want us to look at this and talk about this. And we're going to call this episode We Listen and We Totally Judge. Not because I am judging anyone for their communication, but because I just realized that communication is everything about judgment. Think about it. It's about what you intended to say, what you said, what was received, and how the other person judged it and interpreted it. So it's totally listening and judging. So for this episode of Do and Decompress, actually I think I'll make this one a mini-sode. Welcome aboard. If you're joining us for the very first time, you're welcome. This is a place where we talk about the things that happen to our lives that put us into compression points, and we talk about how to decompress from them to just make our lives a little bit better. So, to get you started, as usual, story time. I went one time to get my hair done. Now, this was more than a year ago, but I just remembered this and I was like, yeah, I could use this for my next story. And one of the things that has really, really given me pressure in this life is how to get this done. I mean, for the past 1 year, I haven't walked into a salon, but for the times when I do, I have a very high degree of stress because one, I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. Often at the times when I walk into a salon with very little money, with very little idea of the hair I want to do, and with 1,000 theories of how it's going to go wrong. So, generally, everything is usually chaos in my mind, and it is so hard to stay positive about it. So I walk into the salon, and as usual, we spend the first 15-20 minutes deliberating, what can we do with this hair? What can we do that will not cost me a lot of money? Of course, because you know me and my money habits. Well, so I sat down and we deliberated and we decided on some simple braided cornrows, whatever we were doing with the hair. But quarter way into the doing my hair, I said something like, oh my god, my pressure is starting to go up. So what I intended to say in that statement was, I don't know how this is gonna go. I am not having confidence in what you're doing with my hair, and I need an assurance right now that this is not going to go south. See what I intended to say? What I said was, oh my god, my pressure is going up. What the hairdresser or my salonist or whatever you want to call her interpreted it as is I was having a medical situation. And the first thing she asked me is it gonna go down? Guys. She's like, do you need something? Do we need to call a doctor? Do you need to take a break? That was the first time something funny happened. The second time when something crazy happened was I was somewhere with friends. We were having refreshments. And then, this one was not so long ago. It was like maybe like 2-3 months ago. And then we are seated and then I'm like, guys, my bus is here. I need to bolt out of here. Everybody stopped. What? What did you say? Like, I was like, I need to bolt out of here. So what I intended to say is, my bus is about to come. So allow me to leave you guys. I need to go so that I'm not late. for my bus. How they interpreted it was, I don't know, because everybody just, there was sudden silence, there was confusion, everybody's like, what's wrong? And I was like, no, I just mean that I need to run out of here. Generally, I have always considered myself as an excellent communicator. I think I am very coherent. I think I am very consistent. I think, all those things that you can think about a good communicator. And when I want something, I try to verbalize it as much as I can. However, I have generally come to the realization that that mindset has always put me in a point where I want to fault the other person when what I want or what I intend to do or to request for or achieve is not granted to me. I always assume either this person was not listening carefully or, I don't know, I don't even know what else to assume. They're not listening to me, they're not understanding what I'm trying to say, so it's always perceived in my mind as the other person is at fault. And so it becomes a cause for defensive action, and the consequences of the things that happen after that, we all know. Just to take you a little further into the examples, think about how you receive information. If someone in authority, say for example your boss, comes and says, I need to see you in my office. For me, the first question I will ask in that scenario is, am I in trouble? For someone else, it is received as, oh yeah, okay boss, what do you need me to do? It's, so whatever we intend to say, whatever we say, how it is received and how it is interpreted and how it is sent back, including facial expressions, tonal variations, anything that you can think of that we used to hate to do in high school that was part of communication skills that you had to be trained for, is a reality that puts us in a very difficult point every single day of our lives. So nowadays we have someone telling me something. For example, I'm gonna tell you, or we're gonna deal with this tomorrow, and the whole night my brain is working 360 degrees trying to figure out all possible scenarios, and often they are the worst ones in what was said, looking forward to how I am going to respond to it or how I'm going to react to it. With that said, this episode is about a reminder of why communication requires intelligence, requires humility, requires slowing down. And I know especially the slowing down is hard because some of us were trained in schools where if a teacher asked you a question and you did not have an immediate response, that had consequences. And that consequence was often beating. I mean, I'm an African child, so by all means, some of us never escaped beating, especially through our primary school, and for some of us, the high school life. I mean, for me, I wasn't beaten so much in high school, but anyway, that's besides the point. So the need to give a response in every situation of communication is something that, again, we have grown into and have found ourselves going up and up and up towards all through and through. And now, even when we do not need to give an immediate response, we do give a response. And sometimes it often makes us to miss out on the communication intent. Try not to have the worst mindset all the time. Try not to assume the worst. Try to understand where was this person coming from when they said something. And if you are the communicator, extend some grace, use some reasonable facial expressions, tonal variations, some kind words, some, everything that would make things easier for everybody else to understand. So this was one of the things I just thought about this morning, and I was like, I am going to call this "We Listen and We Totally Judge," even though I am totally throwing that statement out of its context and its use, at least for how most people use it. But remember, every single thing you do, every single thing you say, sorry, not about action, it's about the words. has to be judged in the mind of a person for them to respond to it. So extend some grace to someone with some communication, with what they said. Please. So listen and judge the statement and then provide an appropriate response. That's it from me from today. I hope you liked this episode. Please remember to like, comment, share with friends, share with everyone. Tell us a story of how communication has put you in a bad spot and what you did about it. Always remember, think less, do more, decompress often, and always remember, Jesus loves you. Until our next video, bye bye.